are so strong.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Soul Strong podcast. I am so stoked to have you here with us today because today we have a very special guest, Miss Emma Smith, or Mrs. Emma Smith.
Mrs. Emma Smith.
Welcome.
Thank you.
How
Thanks
are
for having
you?
me on the show. I'm great. How are you?
Good. I am so grateful that you're here. We actually haven't, I think this is only our second time meeting in person.
Yes.
But you go to my family's church. And so that's how we connected.
Yeah.
And I just think you have an incredible story, which I'm excited to dive into and to unpack a little bit so that we can get to know each other. But just off the bat, are you originally from the Lake Macquarie area or do you come from somewhere else?
I am originally from the Central Coast.
Oh,
and
cool.
then moved up to Lake Macquarie like 8 years ago.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Okay. So tell me a little bit about that because I saw a post on your Instagram where you and your husband have been together for quite a long time. I think you guys were teenagers or something.
Yeah. We met at 15.
Oh, wow.
At a youth group on the Central Coast. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And been together ever since?
Been together ever since. A long time.
Cool.
I think it's like over half my life.
Young love. That's so cool. And you have two beautiful children.
Yes.
And you are going to tell us a little bit about that.
Yes.
In a
we
little
have
while.
a very wild story.
Yeah. For being so young, it seems like pretty wild for you to have gone through so much.
Oh, I know. It's hectic.
Yeah. Maybe even too hectic sometimes.
Yeah. My life is going to be easy from now on.
That's cool. And so you have two children. Were you working as something before? Because now you're a stay-at-home mum, which is awesome.
Yes. So previously I was a real estate agent. So I've been a real estate agent for like 12 years. I started when I was 17. But then I've also really enjoyed writing. And when I had my son, it was kind of my outlet and then it stayed my outlet.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do love writing.
That's cool. Real estate. Amazing.
Yes.
All right. So let's get to know you a little bit.
Yeah.
This is just a little bit of a warm up. Coffee or tea?
Neither.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm a hot chocolate girl through and through.
Nice.
I've never actually tasted coffee or tea.
Really?
Yeah. Well, actually, that's a lie. I have tasted tea and I hated it. It was the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
And I went somewhere the other day, a cafe, and I ordered an iced chocolate and they gave me an iced coffee and I had a very confident sip and
oh no. I used to feel like that about coffee when I was a teenager. I was like, ew, yuck, I hate it. And now I can't live without it.
Yeah.
Are you a morning person or a night owl?
A morning person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. But I would say I'm probably more a sleep person.
Yeah. With two young kids. Yeah.
Yeah. But even before kids, I was probably still a sleep person.
Yeah. Fair enough. That's cool. What is one word that your friends would use to describe you?
Oh, I don't know. I think maybe now they're resilient.
Oh, yeah. That's great.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people will call me, I get called strong a lot, but I don't really feel like the strength that I carry is not really something that I wanted to carry. But I've had to carry it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because we don't get to choose what we have to carry.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. That's awesome. What's your comfort meal or go-to snack?
So it was Macca's. But I made a deal with myself like 3 months ago that I was going to stop eating Macca's and I haven't eaten it since.
Oh.
So now, look, honestly, it probably is still Macca's.
Yeah. If you could have whatever you wanted. Yeah. That's cool.
But maybe just chocolate.
Yeah. That's good. What's a small joy in your week right now?
Just my kids.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Are they having like little moments of, because your older boy, he'd be talking, right?
Yes, he's nonstop talking. They're just everything they do. Like, I couldn't even pinpoint a moment. It's just everything they do is just so special.
Yeah, that's good. I love how entertaining they are. Like you don't need to make a plan. They just talk or they would just do stuff and you're just like, well, at least that's how I know with my kids. I'm just so entertained. They make me laugh. Yeah. They just, it's
all
the best.
time. And you don't know where they learn half the things that they say.
Yeah. I know, that's the scary part. So because our podcast is soul strong, what is something that makes your soul feel strong right now?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been really making sure that I read the Bible every morning and every night. And I think that's what's been making me strong lately.
That's awesome. Yeah. So cool. So that connection with God. All right. And just last one, what's one piece of advice you would give to your younger self?
I think I would probably say, but it's really hard because I'm still a planner, but I'd probably say stop planning so much.
Yeah.
Even though I'm still a planner.
Yeah.
And even through everything that I've been through, and I know things don't always go to my plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was too much of a planner.
Yeah. Okay.
Still am though.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I can resonate with you not knowing how to not plan. Because I'm just like, that's just who we are. Like, how do you control that? That's cool. All right. So you met your husband as a teenager.
Yes.
And then you got married.
Yeah.
You worked in real estate for a while.
Yeah.
And then how long were you guys married before you decided to start having kids?
So we got married in 2020.
Okay.
And I wanted kids like straight away.
Yeah.
And we fell pregnant. I'm a planner. And I really wanted my son to come, or son or daughter.
Yeah.
To come in February because I didn't want a December baby. I didn't want Christmas. January is my birthday and I didn't want to share my birthday month.
Fair enough.
I was like, February, perfect. Like, we'll line it up and we'll start trying whenever that month was. I don't know the maths. I did back then though. So we started trying, we fell pregnant straight away. And the pregnancy was like a really easy pregnancy, I thought. I loved being pregnant and I used to say to people all the time, I could be pregnant forever. Like, this is so cool. Like, and I felt like I was glowing, like I loved it.
I just love how you said that you love pregnancy because I'm so jealous of women who love pregnancy.
I don't love it anymore. I loved it with him. I was very naive with him because I didn't know what was in store for me.
Yeah. But that's good that you enjoyed the pregnancy.
Yes. Yeah. Up until the point that he came. Yes, it was good.
Yeah.
But then on another sense is I had no signs that there was anything wrong.
Yeah.
So really there was actually something wrong that whole time I was pregnant, but I had zero signs.
Wow.
And I was just living my life, doing my real estate job, working very hard, long hours. It was COVID, so real estate was absolutely insane.
Yeah. So
before I went into the hospital with him, it was the Saturday and I got baptized on the Saturday. And that was a really special moment for me. We were working with Pastor Danny, who was doing Bible studies with us every week. And yeah, it was really special and amazing. I got to do it and I got to do it pregnant as well, which was really cool. And then the Sunday was my baby shower. So I was really excited for that as well. But those 2 days, so I was like 31 plus 5 weeks or something like that. Both of those days, I didn't really feel him move much.
That's scary.
It was my first time pregnant.
Yeah.
So I was very naive and just made excuses the whole time. Like, oh, he just doesn't really have room maybe, or like, I'm just so busy because it was such a big weekend. Like, I'm too busy. I'm just not feeling him move. Like, I keep missing it. I'm just distracted. And then it got to, so Sunday we had the baby shower. And then that night, so when everyone left on the Sunday, I did go like, I'm going to eat ice and shine my torch on my belly because that makes the move.
Yeah.
And he kicked me. So I was like, oh, that's good. Like, he's there. Everything's fine. I'll go to sleep because I am absolutely exhausted. And then the Monday morning, I woke up at like 5 a.m. and I was like, no, something's not right because he normally wakes me up through the night and I haven't woken up all night. And I just got up and started getting ready to go to the hospital. And then Kevin woke up and he was like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Because you're about 8 weeks too early right now.
Yeah, I was 32 weeks exactly that day. And I said to him, I'm just going to the hospital. And he said, well, I'm coming with you. Like, why? And then I burst into tears and I was like, I actually think there might be something wrong. The reason I wasn't going to bring him, I think he would have come anyway, but I didn't wake him up because it was COVID and he wasn't allowed into all my scans previously.
Oh, that's so tough.
So I was like, they won't allow him in anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway, luckily he came because I was crying the whole time up there because I was freaking out. And he called them and he said, oh, we're just heading up like we just need to check the baby. He's just not moving much. And he did still give me some movements. Like I kind of knew he was still there, but I just had that feeling something wasn't right. So we went in there and I couldn't even talk to midwives because I was just like hysterical. And they checked my blood pressure and did like a urine test and a blood test. And they're like, oh, your blood pressure is slightly high. We need to just keep you in. And it is a work day for me. So I messaged my boss and I was like, oh, I'll be in a little bit late today. Just need to get a checkup. Everything's fine. And then they gave me this tablet to bring my blood pressure back down. And then they checked another couple of hours later and they're like, oh, your blood pressure is like quite a bit higher. Take more tablets.
Oh, wow.
So all day I was taking all these tablets. My blood pressure kept rising. So the tablets weren't doing anything. But I was still very naive. Like I just thought I can hear my baby's heartbeat because I had the CTG on the whole time. I was like, I can hear my baby's heartbeat. Everything's fine. Like he's there. And then they said that I was going to be admitted. And I've never been admitted to hospital before.
Mm-hmm.
So when they walked away, I said to Kevin, oh, that's so good. I'm getting admitted. And he didn't know what admitted meant either. I thought that meant I was going home.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, sweet. And then an hour later, a midwife came to me and she's like, you do know you're staying overnight, don't you? I was like, no one told me that. And I was like, I'd been told I was admitted, but I didn't know I was staying overnight. And then they moved me to the birth suite and I still was very naive. Like I was like, oh, how long am I going to be here for? I need to tell my work. Do you reckon I'll be back at work in 3 days? And they're like, we don't know.
So they moved you to the birthing suite.
Yeah.
And you were still hoping you were going to go home soon.
Yeah. I was just.
But I feel that like when you don't know what you don't know.
No.
So when it's your first time doing everything, and birthing language can feel like another like world. So I totally understand.
And I think they were keeping me very calm. Like they were only telling me what I needed to know.
Yeah.
They weren't telling me that my baby was dying or anything like that. Like they were so calm around me and just left us in our little bubble because even my husband was kind of in a bubble. We were both like, oh, something's going on, but I think everything's fine.
Yeah.
And I think what helped me was the CTG was on. So I kept hearing his heartbeat. Mm-hmm. I knew that he was there.
Yeah.
And then they took me down for a scan. And at that scan, I said to her, I was like, oh, does he look healthy? And the lady was so serious and she's like, oh, he's got a cute nose. I was like, oh, okay. And then she was like, I just need to pop out for a second and I'll be back. When she popped out, she was actually calling the birth suite saying like, emergency cesarean right now, like get this baby out.
Yeah.
And she came back and then we got told we had preeclampsia. And I was like, oh, that's so annoying. That means he's going to come in January and that's like my birthday. And I was doing the maths and I was like, oh, 3 weeks, like literally he's probably going to come on my birthday. Like what?
So are you in December at this point?
Yeah. So it's the 13th of December.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I was like, I definitely don't want a Christmas baby. Like this is not going to my plan.
Yeah.
But I just thought, okay, it's a January baby.
Yeah.
And then she got me on a wheelchair and I said to her, I'm like, I'm fine. I've been pregnant for ages. Like I'm all good. I can get off this bed by myself. She's like, no, careful. And I just thought she was crazy. Like I was like, why is she why is she acting so weird? And then I said to her, don't worry, like the midwife's going to come down and get us. And she's like, no, I'm going to take you out to birth suite. And I'm like, okay. Like you don't have to, but whatever. And then my husband was pushing the wheelchair and she was literally running through the hospital to the birth suite. And I just remember being on the wheelchair and everything was like going so quickly past me. And even Kevin was saying, are we in a race or something? Like we're joking around with her. Like we just did not think. And she was probably like, both of you are about to die. Like, yeah, it was intense. So then we went into the birth suite. You know how there's like a room when you first go in, like the reception?
Yeah.
There was all these like surgeons and doctors like huddled in together. And I just remember so clearly thinking like, oh, wow, that sucks. Someone's in an emergency. Like that's not good. Sucks for them.
Oh, wow.
And I went into like the room and I was like, oh, Kevin, you go to the toilet. And I went out. Luckily I went to the toilet then. Literally as soon as I sat on the bed, that whole group of doctors came into my room. And that's when I was like, oh, like
it's you.
It's me.
Yeah.
And like my heart just dropped. And they're like, you are having that baby right now. And I was like, I can't. He's 32 weeks. He's too little. And they're like, no. Like he has to come out now. otherwise you're both probably not going to make it.
Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm not breathing listening to this. That is so wild.
Yeah, and it was just, so all of a sudden it was like people getting like cannulas in me, like prepping me, they're like, get undressed. And I think I just went numb. I was just like, just do whatever. So like I was just like stripping down in front of them. One funny thing that Kevin said to me was like, do I need to get naked too? Because he didn't know me like getting that blue suit, and they're like, no, keep your clothes on. Yeah, and so he's just quickly, he's part of the team. If he thinks he needs to get, you got a good team there. He quickly got in contact with our family and said, Emma's literally having a baby now. He contacted Pastor Danny and said, get everyone to pray for Emma and the baby. Like, we're going into theatre now. And then we went into theatre, and at that point, I didn't find out then, but I found out a few days later that he was flatlining. So he was almost gone. And my blood pressure got over 200 to like over 100 and something. Like, it was like extremely high, and they could barely manage it. But I didn't think that I didn't feel like that. But yeah, if I went to work that day, I would have had a stroke at work probably.
Really?
Yeah, it was very high.
And that's what I was going to say earlier, is that I just love how you knew your body. Like, you knew that something was up. And I think that that's how God has designed. We know when something's not right. We know when we're supposed to, okay, I'm going to go to the hospital at 5 o'clock in the morning or whatever.
Yeah.
And what a miracle that you did.
Oh, I know. Like, honestly, thank God.
Wow.
Yeah. So they ripped him out, like literally ripped him out. I was under general, and he came out very quickly. I got a massive scar from there because they didn't have time to like even work out where he was.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then, went on CPAP into NICU straight away. And
this is the same day that you went in?
Yes. So he got born on the 13th of December. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Yeah. So I went in I think I probably got into the hospital at like 7:30 a.m. and I had him at 5 p.m. that night. Yeah. And then I was there and I couldn't meet him straight away because I was under general, and then my blood pressure wouldn't go down, and they wouldn't let me into NICU with my blood pressure. Anyway, I think I met him, it was back 18 hours after birth, something like that. And it was COVID time, so there was only one person allowed into the NICU at once. So that was hectic. And it was a very hard 5 weeks. He was in NICU for 5 weeks, and also navigating like COVID at the same time with people seeing him. When we came home, we were so scared to get him out because he was 1.3 kilos when he was born. And when he came home, he was 1.67 kilos.
Wow, so he wasn't that much bigger.
Oh, he was teeny tiny. In this big, scary world of COVID.
Yeah.
But yeah, he ended up growing and thriving. He had severe reflux for the first year of life because, having a NICU baby and a preemie baby wasn't enough. And I had no sleep for 12 months straight, pretty much. Yeah, he screamed and vomited all the time.
Wow.
Yeah, it was hectic. And he ended up he became anemic when he was 12 months old as well. Then we had to navigate that too, but he's a thriving almost 4-year-old now.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's the hard part of giving birth, is that we think that the hard part is done when, like, for them to come out of our bodies.
Yeah.
But then we have all the things that come with growing a human.
Yeah.
Which is like no sleep and whatever they're reacting to.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine that would have been an easy road, even mentally, not just physically that you're exhausted.
Oh,
but
I feel like I was in survival mode all year.
Wow.
And even like when people ask me, what was his first word? What was this? I'm like, I can't even remember much of his first 12 months. I think I was a bit scarred.
Yeah.
And everything was just a shock. Like, I'd never been a mum before. I was the first of most of my friends to have a baby, first of my family. It's like didn't really know like how to be a mum or like the kids and having babies. So it was like brand new, and then adding like the preemie baby and reflux and emergency cesarean and NICU and all of that. Like, it was just a lot to take in. But yeah, we got through it.
Far out. So you're a year in with your baby boy.
Yes.
And did he start hitting milestones of growth?
It took about 2 years, and I generally do say, because he was restricted in growth as well as being a preemie baby, he was kind of the weight of like a 28-weeker.
Which is like understandable because that's how Yeah. It was 32 weeks.
32 weeks
so
with restricted growth. Yeah. Oh, another thing that we had with him as well was my placenta went off to get tested, and every doctor that sees it looks at me and says, that boy should not be here.
Wow.
My placenta was 95% dead. He's literally a walking miracle.
Oh my God.
And I do feel like the devil tried to take him up until the last minute, and God was like, no, we're getting him out just in time. Because even my scan, they're like, oh, you'll get a scan tomorrow. And then they ended up giving me a scan that afternoon.
Oh, wow.
So it's just like everything just happened in time.
Yeah. So you hit the 12-month mark.
Yes.
With your beautiful miracle boy.
Yeah.
And how long after that did you decide to start trying again? Because I already think you're an absolute legend for thinking, let's do it again.
Yeah. Look, I feel like sometimes I'm very oblivious. And I was like, oh, can't happen again.
Ignorance is bliss though.
I've already had my hard baby. And I've just always wanted three. I always wanted 3 kids.
Yeah.
That was my dream. So we started trying. I think I really wanted I'm a planner. I was still a planner. I still am a planner.
Yeah, fair.
And even though I knew that babies don't always come at the time that they were meant to come, I was like, no, they're having a 2-year, 9-month age gap. So we started, and I really wanted a September baby this time. So we tried. We got pregnant straight away, and that was amazing. But then I started bleeding like 4 days later. On my birthday, actually. It was like the day before my birthday. So it was like really devastating, and it was like a really heavy period, I guess. And then we were like, we'll start trying again straight after, like the month after. And we tried, and then we fell pregnant straight away again. The pregnancy was fine. Everything was fine. And I was still like going to the gym a little bit and felt good, told quite a few people as well. And we got to, it was like 11 weeks, and I got my harmony test done, and I went into the doctors, and I was so excited because I was getting the gender so I could give it to my cake lady, and we're going to have the gender reveal like 2 days later.
Because that's what you planned.
Yes. And I was so excited. I was so excited. And then when I got to the doctor, he was like, your harmony test hasn't come back yet, but the other blood tests, like the standard blood test, has come back. And he's like, it's just doesn't seem right. I need you to get a scan right now. And he's like, you've either got really severe preeclampsia, which is what I had with Mike. I had preeclampsia as well as the diseased placenta, or there's something wrong with the baby. So I said to Kev, I'm like, oh, of course I've got preeclampsia again. Like, it's showing up already. So we went up to the scan place, which is upstairs. And I had to tell them, the doctor told me I had to have a scan right now because I didn't have any paperwork or anything. Yeah. And they're like, oh, okay. So I had a scan, and that's when they said that there was no heartbeat. That broke me completely because I just didn't think that would happen to me. And I thought I was like pretty much safe. Like I was 12 weeks. Like I was like, I don't know, you think that you're at that, you're almost at that mark, you're fine. And yeah, so that was like a really hard couple of days, hard life, I think. It's going to stick with me forever. I had to carry her. I had no symptoms. I wasn't bleeding or anything. I didn't know. Like I thought everything was perfect. Then we had to go to the hospital and talk about like a D&C and having her naturally. I'm saying her. We found out she was a girl. But I went into like the darkest place I've ever been in my life after losing her. And then I felt like I needed a baby after that. It wasn't just a want. I was like, I have to get pregnant. And I put a lot of pressure on it. And every month my period would come, and it felt like I was losing a baby all over again. And yeah, it was about 7 months of that. And yeah, and I just wasn't me. Like I wasn't me at all. Like my whole life was mourning my baby that I lost and getting pregnant. Like that's what my whole life was. And of course, there was happiness in amongst that because I had my son, and he was beautiful and thriving, and he made me happy. But yeah, deep down, like I just wasn't me. And even after losing her, I couldn't even pray. I felt like I was getting carried by other people praying for me because I just didn't understand.
Yeah.
And I know that the world is sinful and bad things happen to good people and good things can happen to bad people. But I just was, and I think I did pray a little bit, just saying, just let me, just give me a little minute. Like, I don't know how to process this. It's really hard.
My parents lost a child before I was born as well. And mum birthed her, a sister. And she passed away 24 hours later. And they told, I remember the day when my parents told me, like, I remember I was like around 4 years old or something and playing with toys and all of that. And it's like my wish had come true, because I always wished I had had an older brother or a sister, and she was older. And then for the rest of our lives, we have this hope that we even made a plan that when Jesus comes, we're all going to go to her gravesite. Like that's where we're going to meet, no matter where we are, like everyone meet there. Because there is that hope. It doesn't have to sit in the, oh, we lost her and she's gone. But I'm coming from the sister perspective. So what your kids are going to feel like one day, that there's a sibling, that there's another one of us. And I love that you talk to your kids about it, because we to this day, whenever the three of us are together and we talk about mom and dad have had how many kids, we're always like, no, they've had 4. Like there's 4 of us, you know, we're just not all together just yet.
And that is so beautiful. And I really hope that my kids are the same. Like, it's just nice to, like, they're not forgotten. Like,
exactly.
They're a part of us. So I always feel like, there's always just going to be a missing part of our family here.
And I'm so sorry to hear that every month felt like you were losing someone again.
I think it's because I had my hopes up so high. And it was all I wanted. Like, I just wanted to be pregnant and I just wanted a baby. And my whole life revolved around that. And just seeing blood, it's just like, like, why?
And did that kind of hyper focus, did that take a toll on maybe other parts of your life at all?
I think it took a toll on every part of my life, to be honest. Because it was something that I carried. It was all I was thinking about.
Wow.
Like everything was, I just need to get pregnant again. And it was a need. Like, I felt like it was a need instead of a want. And it did take me a few months to go, okay, like, God's in control. Like, that was really hard. And just had to trust him, as hard as that was. Like, it was very hard. Because I was begging him, like, just give me what I want. I just want a baby. That's all I want. Like, I just want to complete my family. Like, I don't even need 3 kids anymore. Just give me one more. But then we finally did fall pregnant again. And through that pregnancy, at the 8, I think I was like 6 or 7 weeks, I started bleeding.
Oh, gosh.
And I looked at Kevin and I was like, I can't do this. I don't think I can live. Like, I can't do it. And he's like, we don't know yet. Like, and I was like, it's obviously a miscarriage. I'm bleeding so much. So I had a scan booked for a couple of days later. So Kev called the scan and the doctor, because I couldn't talk. I was just hysterical. And they managed to get me the scan that day. And then my doctor could see me that afternoon. So I went in for the scan and they said, your baby still has a heartbeat. Your baby's still there.
Oh, wow.
And that was just the best news ever. And I had a subchronic hematoma. So, so I was like high risk. And the subchronic hematoma was bigger than what the baby was at that point. So I was on bed rest for about 3 weeks, which was very hard with a 3-year-old. So I was trying to rest as much as I could. And because you get a higher risk of miscarrying, I guess, when you have a hematoma. And we
you're
got
so early in your pregnancy too.
So early in the pregnancy, and I was already very anxious to hit the 12-week mark and like miscarrying again. I was so scared. I feel like I was just scared from the moment I got pregnant to the moment the baby got born, because of my history. And we ended up reaching the 12-week mark and we did the gender reveal and found out she was a girl. Then I was part of the high-risk team of John Hunter because I was so high risk of having preeclampsia again and everything that happened with my son that would happen again. And yeah, so I was seeing them from 12 weeks and I was seeing them every 2 weeks then. And I was very, very stressed and anxious the whole time. So, and they kept saying, whenever you feel like you need a scan or anything, just come up. Because she just did not move in me ever. She hardly moved. She stressed her poor mother out.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, so I was always anxious with her. I ended up having to go on stress leave from my work as well because I was just put myself in a flap. At her 20-week scan, everything was measuring perfect, but from 24 weeks, they did a scan and they said, "Yep, she's reduced percentiles. She's restricted in growth. Like you're more than likely gonna have another premature baby. Let's just make it to 28 weeks." And that just freaked me out because I was like, 28 weeks is earlier than what my son came. Like that's a long time in NICU. She's probably not even going to be a kilo. Like I know we can get through it, but this is going to be intense. And I went there every fortnight with scans, and every fortnight she'll be reducing percentiles again. And it was just like, the same thing. And they told me to have a suitcase packed. So I had a suitcase packed every time. And then we ended up getting to, I think it was like we went past 28 weeks and we're fine. And then we got to 30 weeks and then it changed to weekly scans. And everything kept reducing percentiles, but she was okay. She was doing okay. She just never moved in me. So I was always stressed. And I kept saying to them, I don't understand how I'm not testing positive for preeclampsia yet. Like surely I had preeclampsia and we got all the signs for it. And then I ended up doing a baby shower because I wasn't going to do a baby shower because I was like, my son came a day after my baby shower, so I don't want to risk it. But we got to 32 weeks and I was like, okay, I'll do a baby shower then. She's past 32 weeks. We might even make it to 37 weeks. I got my hopes up.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I had a baby shower. I was like, surely not. Like, she's not going to come the next day again. And it was like, we would have been like, I would have been like 33 plus 6 weeks.
Okay.
I think
so
for my baby shower.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then the day after my baby shower, I went in for my weekly scan and they said, "Oh, you've got preeclampsia." And I was like, oh, of course I've got preeclampsia. And she reduced percentiles quite a lot as well. And I rang Kevin because he wasn't there and I said, "I'll probably get admitted. Like she'll probably come soon because now I'm sick." But no, they told me to go home. So I went home completely stressed. I was bawling my eyes out on the phone to my mum, like all the way home because it's like last time with my son, everything happened so quickly.
Yeah.
Like I went in and then he got born that day. So I just did not trust my body. I was like, I've got preeclampsia now. I know how quickly it happened last time. It can happen so fast again. And she doesn't move. I wouldn't even know she stops moving. So I was just like, really stressed and anxious and did not feel safe at home. And we're 45 minutes away from the hospital. Yeah. So I was like, it's not even like it's down the road if something happened. And I had my blood pressure machine. I was checking my blood pressure and it was like, it was high. It was slightly high. I think it was like, I can't remember exactly, but it wasn't extremely high, but it was slightly high. And I just put my son to bed because my husband does nights, so he wasn't there. I put my son to bed. As soon as he went to sleep, I got a phone call from the hospital, from Birth Suite. And the doctor said, "I just looked at your appointment today." He's like, "I don't know why they sent you home, but
oh my goodness,
you need to be up here under monitors." And I was like now because my husband's at work or tomorrow morning. And he's like, "No, I would prefer you to come up now."
Oh
so I called my husband and I said, "We need to drop our son off to his grandparents' house and we're going to have to head up to the hospital. We're probably going to have the baby." So we went up to the hospital and they had the CTG on me and they were just monitoring me. My levels had doubled since that day, my preeclampsia levels. And then they said to me, "Oh, we think that you might be okay to go home for a couple of days."
What?
I know. And then my body just gave me random symptoms. Like my mouth went numb. Like, you know, when you're at the dentist and they numb your mouth, that's what my mouth felt like. And I said to them, "My mouth is so numb." And they're like, "We've never heard this symptom before. This is a very weird symptom."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Well, I'm not making it up. This is the symptom I have." So they're like, "Okay, well, we'll admit you then." And I was like, thank goodness.
Yeah.
I think my body was just giving me like anxiety, like symptoms, being like, "No, get admitted.
Yeah.
And so we got admitted and I thought, surely I'm just going to have this baby. She doesn't move. She's not growing. The last scan, she hadn't grown at all. So she hadn't grown in 2 weeks. I was like, she's going to be better outside on monitors in NICU. She'll be able to actually grow on the outside of me. And it was like a couple of days and then my blood pressure spiked. So they moved me to a low risk ward because they didn't think that I was going to have her like soon. I don't know why, but they moved me to a low risk ward and I was there for about an hour and I was in a room by myself and I was like, oh, I can't breathe. And I was messaging my sister and Kevin. I said, I don't know what to do. Do I press the buzzer? Like, I feel like I can't breathe, but I don't want to waste their time. They're like, that's why you're there. Press the buzzer. Press the buzzer. And the midwife came in, she checked my blood pressure and she's like, oh, let me just check that again. And I said to her, I was like, before you do that, what is it? And I think it was like 180/100 and something. So it was high. So I messaged Kevin and I said, drop our son off to his grandparents' house, come up, we're going to have the baby. Like my blood pressure's high. So he came up, but like while he was doing all of that, she said to me, she got another blood pressure machine and checked it again. And she's like, I'm just going to bring another midwife in to double check. And then she came in and she's like, okay, you're going to be really popular in like a few minutes. And all of a sudden it was like 8 people rushed into the room. They like stripped me off because I couldn't breathe. Like I felt like I couldn't breathe properly. My chest was tight. They like stripped off my clothes. I was like naked. Had blood, like what do you call it? Cannulas in each arm. CTG, ECG, like everything happening at once. I was like, thank goodness I messaged Kevin when I did.
Yeah.
And they rushed me up to birth suite and then they gave me all this medication. My blood pressure went down. So we're there for one night and they're like, oh, you can go back to the ward now. And I was like, are you serious?
This is like a roller coaster. Wow.
I just want to have her. And the next, and I was getting
you can't
really,
just say,
I was begging, I kept telling them, I just want her out. I want her out. I want her out. She doesn't move in me. I'm stressed. Like my son was not coping. He was screaming like every day because he wanted his mum. And I was getting really sick. Like at that point, the preeclampsia was kicking in. Like I had no energy. I was just completely out of it. And I said to her, like, I feel sick. Why are we waiting for an emergency? I would rather it get done so it's not an emergency. And I want to be awake. I really wanted to be awake for the birth this time. And it was very important for me and just to experience it. So the doctor said to me, we're not going to deal with any more blood pressure rises. If your blood pressure goes up again, you'll be having like she'll be coming. She was a breech baby as well, so it was a definite cesarean.
Yeah.
And then the doctor finally came down, and it was a different doctor because it was public holiday. And she came down and she looked at me and she said, "You're having your baby tonight." And I was like, "Thank you."
You're like, yes, that's what I had planned.
Yeah. So then they got me up to birth suite. My blood pressure was rising, but they gave me even stronger medication and it was just stabilized. And so they could wait. So it was still classified as an emergency C-section, but it was like there's like different categories and it was like a 3-hour category. Whereas my son was like get him out now emergency.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So we had time in my own world and just in prayer. And I just felt like really calm. Like even though it was, an emergency cesarean and I had to go under general, I still felt really calm. And then I ended up getting to meet her, I think it was like 6 hours after birth. So good for me, my track record anyway.
Yeah.
And
it's good that you're still finding the wins, even though it's such a wild story. You can still be like, it was 6 hours this time and not 18.
Yes, which is still hard, but I only know this way of birth.
Yeah.
Like I don't know any other way except for early babies with NICU. So she ended up arriving, it was 34 weeks and 6 days. And she came on Easter Sunday at 1:18 a.m. Yeah, so even on Saturday night, I was like, I really hope it's like Sunday because it'd be really cool to come on Easter Sunday. And she did.
Nice.
And they get spoiled at NICU. She got like Easter eggs. Well, we got Easter eggs. So yeah, it was cool. We were in So we missed NICU as well. We ended up in special care for 3 weeks.
Oh, wow.
She was 1.5 kilos, so she was a little bit bigger than my son. And
she was in special care and then you guys came home.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. So we came home on Mother's Day. So she likes doing things on special days.
Yeah, I was going to say, you've got like really pivotal parts. It probably makes it easy to remember.
Yes. And everything was perfect for about a week. And then my husband, it was State of Origin night. We like doing things on special nights. State of Origin night, and my husband was out with his mates. So it was my first night home with both the kids. And my son got a rash on his face. So I wasn't too worried because he has little rashes before and like gets mild like reactions when he has like certain things, but we've never been able to pinpoint it. And then his lips started swelling up. And I was trying to look after like this tiny baby at the same time on my first night having the two of them. When my husband came home, he woke up and he started vomiting. And that's when I was like, okay, I need to call the ambulance. Because we're kind of like, do we go to the hospital or do we call the ambulance? And I said, no, he's never gone in like this before. Call the ambulance. So I called the ambulance and they came. And luckily I just breastfed so I could go with him and Kevin could come in the car with my daughter. And he went anaphylactic in the ambulance. So he went like completely white and floppy. And like his eyes were rolling back. And I was just like, looked at the paramedic and I was like, oh my goodness. And he just quickly gave him the adrenaline shot, and which perked him up. And we got to the hospital and we were there for 2 nights with him because we have no idea what he's allergic to. And we were just in a whole new world of EpiPens and unknown allergies and just a really scary way of life, all while having this teeny tiny baby. And even when we were in the hospital, we were so scared because we had this tiny baby with us as well. And they were trying to like keep us separated from everyone. But so it was probably like 4 nights of no sleep because, you know, my newborn still woke up quite a lot and we're in a hospital and a gastro and everything. So I was not sleeping and I was extremely stressed. So then we came home after those 2 days in a whole new world, not knowing what he could eat. We went into a complete like whole foods diet. We literally only gave him rice and like broccoli, like very, very safe foods. And then my daughter started getting sick and I called up because I didn't know what to do. And I was like, I know that she's little. So I called up the health line and I said, what do I go to the hospital? Do I just keep her here? Like, what do I need to look out for? While I was on the phone to them, I said, oh my goodness, she's not breathing. And then they're like, we're calling an ambulance right now. So they called an ambulance. I grabbed her and she like was like, when I grabbed her, I was like, oh, she's okay. And we went into the ambulance and we went to the hospital. She ended up getting admitted for 1 night. And then the next day they said, she's fine. Like it's just a cold. Go home, monitor her. Well, we're at home for 1 day and I said to Kevin, like, I just have this feeling like something is not right. And we had our 6-week checkup the day after at our local GP. I said to them, just letting you know, I'm going straight up to the hospital after this because I don't feel right. I feel like she needs to be in the hospital. And even they took a temperature and it was like really high. I think it was like 39 or something. And she hadn't grown in a week. And they're like, yeah, you need to go to the hospital. We got to the hospital and she was the smallest baby there. And they saw her and they're like, we're going to try and get her in as soon as possible. We took her in and she started having apneas. So she would stop breathing and then she'll breathe. And then she'll stop breathing and then she'll breathe. Then they said we have to do I can't remember what it's called. It's when they do the needle in the spine and they test for meningitis and things like that to see if it's gone to her brain. And I said to them, oh, well, I'll just feed her straight after if it's going to be traumatic. And they said, it's going to take a while. Like you're better not being here because it's going to be traumatic. So we walked down to the cafeteria, like knowing that right now our baby is probably like screaming and like going through a lot. And when we came back, they said that was the easiest one we've ever done. And they said, that's not good. Like she should be reacting. And they said she's had quite a few apneas since she'd been gone. Her heart rate was going to 240. And they said we're moving her to the resus section. So she moved out of the children's section and went to the resus section with a one-on-one doctor and a one-on-one nurse. And they were like constantly on her. And then they were talking to the PICU team, like the pediatric intensive care team. And they kept coming down to like look at her. And we ended up going up to the ICU there. And she was very, very sick. She was like white like this, laying there, really high heart rate. And this is like a week of me not sleeping as well. And I got there and you know, I couldn't breastfeed her because she was too sick. So I was trying to pump, which is how all my breastfeeding journeys start, is from pumping, because they were both tube fed at the start. And she was back on the tubes in this very scary room. But I will say it's the nicest room in the hospital. We've been in quite a few wards in that hospital now, and at least you get a bed there. So I had a bit of a rest because the nurse that was on was like, she's got one-on-one attention. She's okay. Like, if anything happens, we'll wake you up. You need to sleep. Like, you look like terrible. So I tried to sleep, but it was also scary because we had to leave my son with my mum with an EpiPen and not knowing what he could eat.
Because that was just a few days.
That was only a few days before. So we're like, just give him rice. Like, I don't know. So it was really scary. Both of my kids I saw both of them almost die in a matter of a few days. And she ended up coming back that she had meningitis. And she was, I would say, one of the most prayed for babies in the whole world that night, because I know all the churches around here knew about her. I know that our church met at 7:00 one night to pray for her. Our family was getting carried by prayer that whole week. And we needed it more than ever. Like, it was just crazy.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Has there been any other hospital visits since?
My son had another reaction. So he had to use his EpiPen.
Yeah.
Luckily, my mum was there with me and she did it, because I was like, you're doing it, I'm not. I held him down, and we still don't know. We've seen an immunologist. We still don't know what causes it. So it's very scary. I'm an EpiPen mum.
Yeah.
We just make sure we have it everywhere we go.
Yeah.
But he hasn't had any reactions since then, and she's been okay since then. So, yeah.
So, first of all, thank you for sharing that incredible story. Like, it just feels like it didn't end for a long time. No. And I'm not saying that, you know, you're out of the woods. Like, this is just this season of your life.
We're out of the woods. We are. Okay. I can tell you, we have to be out of the woods.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I think, I'm just so grateful that you can share this story and share it in a way of like, you have a smile on your face, you have hope in your heart, you know, like, it's been such a journey. So where did you see, you said you were carried by prayer in that one night.
Yeah.
What did you get out of it? What did you like, what are the things that you feel like you've grown as a mother, as a woman?
Yeah. I think my journeys, I felt like it's really helped my faith. And I've learnt that God has a plan. And even though I don't understand a lot of the things that have happened, especially the loss was like, I would say, one of the hardest parts. And I still don't understand, but I know that God uses all bad things for good. And even my story now, I just hope people can see my faith and see what I've been through and say, wow, like, she's still on fire for Jesus. Like, because he held us through the whole thing. Even through our loss, when I could barely pray to him, I still felt like he was carrying me. Like, I felt like he knew that I just needed a moment. And my faith was I would never second guess him. My faith was just kind of rocked a little bit, I guess. But yeah, I think with the loss, especially, you just have so much hope as like being a Christian and knowing that you're going to see them again one day. And I think that's what really got me through. Like, I've got a baby that I'll see in heaven. Like, that's amazing. It's so exciting. So,
and I love that you shared how you couldn't even pray.
Yeah.
Because I think that like we can feel guilty or we can feel like, oh, well, we're not a true Christian if we're not praying or whatever. But I believe that God is big enough to we don't have to pray to him every day for him to still have a connection with you and for him to still be able to carry you in those moments. So I love that authenticity of like, yes, sometimes life is so hard that we can't even pray.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, it would have been nice if I could and like completely like press on him in those, especially those first days of that. But I was just mentally and emotionally not there. And I also believe that like he knows your heart. He knew that I was depressed. Like I was not me. Like, and he knows that he knew that I still loved him.
Yeah.
I was just still trying to understand why. And it was never because I didn't trust him, because I did trust him.
Yeah.
And I knew ultimately he had a plan. I just didn't understand why it happened. And, you know, we live in a very sinful world and the devil is very much here. And I feel like the devil has definitely tried to show his face in my life, especially through my kids, and tried to separate me from my faith, trying to take my kids away from me. That it's just nice to come back and be like, no, my God's bigger than you.
And I just like, I really admire that throughout it all, like you just kept pursuing because you like the survival and the health and your kids are the most important thing. And I just think that's such a beautiful thing.
The absolute miracles. So I'm so blessed and so grateful.
That's awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much.
That's
I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, that's so cool. Do you want to tell people about your book?
Oh, yes. In amongst my chaotic few years, I did write a book that's a very humorous book, nothing about what we went through, but it's about my husband's farts because like every dad, he farts a lot. So it's called Dad's Terrible, Horrible, Stinky Farts. And I just released it a few weeks ago.
Awesome. How exciting.
Yeah, yes.
So cool. I was going to say that you wouldn't be the woman that you are today if you hadn't have gone through that journey.
Yes. Yeah, it's definitely made me open my Bible more.
Yeah.
I think before all of this happened, I was a lukewarm Christian. Like I believed in God. I loved Jesus. I read my Bible occasionally and I believed in him. I just didn't know everything and I still don't know everything. But it's made me want to learn more. I think through all of this, I wanted to know why do bad things happen to good people? And like what's going to happen later? What hope do I have? And yeah, like it's just God's shown me so much that there's just no denying him, that I want to find out more about him every day.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And I love how God uses those moments. Like you could have withdrawn from God, but you actually pressed in.
Yes.
And your faith is stronger, your relationship with your kids, your husband, like it all benefits from pressing into who God is.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it rattles you completely. Like
for sure.
The family dynamic was very hard in amongst it all because no one was getting sleep and everyone was extremely stressed. And that's exactly what the devil wants. He wants you to be distracted and stressed and like just take you away from God. He doesn't need you to do bad things. He just needs you to be distant from God.
Yeah.
And that's the opposite of what we have to
distance.
do. Yeah. As long as you're not on the journey, he's happy. He doesn't need to touch you. But as soon as you're on the journey with Jesus, that's when he's going to try and distract you and take you away. But yeah, definitely didn't win this time.
So good. Yeah. That's awesome.
I am, you are, we are so strong.